guess I was just going to ask, one, hope you have safe travels to Louisiana.
Amen to that.
I know that obviously it's a place that you're very familiar with, and the last couple of years of your career, you spent time coaching about an hour away, and you coached a guy named Jayden Daniels. So I just wanted to know, obviously, with all the success that he's having right now, what it was like watching him develop and what it's like to obviously see him have all the success at this NFL level. Did you think it was possible when you coached him?
Well, I mean, first of all, it was pretty easy to identify from the beginning what type of work ethic he had, what type of pride he took in learning the game, digging into the details of the game, and even his time with us at LSU, the improvement that he made over the course of, the 2 years that he was there was evidence that he was willing to put the work in necessary, both physically and mentally, to put himself in a position for success. And it doesn't come as any shock to me or surprise to me whatsoever what he's been able to accomplish so far in the NFL.
Go ahead.
Coach, you've spoken about your game week process before. I guess, does the extra few days add anything to that?
Yeah, I mean, it adds a lot of ideas that some are really good and some maybe we farm out and some we move around, and so it gives us a chance as a staff, I think, as much as anything to continue to dig into details and bounce things off one another, maybe find a problem here and there that in a quick week's preparation you might not get a chance to see, things that we know we have to have adjustments for and answers for. Gives you a chance to dig into those details a little bit more.
And then can you take away anything from facing Georgia a couple years ago in the playoffs, even though the rosters are obviously different?
Yeah, I mean, I think the rosters obviously are different, but, same leadership, same dominant style of defensive play that Georgia's been known for years now, since Kirby's been there. And, they're a group that makes you work for every single inch that you gain, and they have answers for your answers, and we're going to hopefully have one more when we get a chance to get against them.
Coach, have you had the opportunity, or has it been requested of you by Al Golden to help him understand what they're doing from the offensive side? So maybe since you faced him before, and because you understand what they're capable of.
Yeah, I mean, Al and I are always bouncing ideas off one another. Talking about what hurts us, and he talks about what stings them or what other people are doing. So we get a chance to exchange information all the time and kind of communicate with each other. It's a great relationship that way. I don't know how much help he would ever need from me. I think he's doing an unbelievable job on his own, but anything that I can do to help, we're kicking that stuff around all the time, him and I.
And we know the things that changed for them on offense with the quarterback situation, but defensively they're still pretty stout. I mean, what is the issue they present, and how do you plan to, without giving us the game plan, attack this mentally and physically?
There's nothing but issues with what they do defensively, from a personnel standpoint to a scheme standpoint to trying to take away what you do really well. They're as good as anybody that we faced this season at doing that, limiting explosive plays and like I said, making you earn everything that you get. And on top of that, they're incredibly talented physically and have some really good football players. So extremely well coached, disciplined, hard-nosed, make you earn it, and we're going to have to be up for the task.
We've asked you about Riley a lot throughout the season, obviously, but if you could put in perspective maybe where he was week one to where he is now for us.
Yeah, just incredibly proud of his continued progression and his understanding more and more, I think, every day of where his answers are and how to get to them and how to make the adjustments necessary to make sure we're not running bad plays into bad looks. And as the season's gone along, that's continually grown, got better and better and better, and I don't see any end of that, coming this way. I mean, it's progressed even into getting ready for this game, and I think a lot of the experience that he's gained along the way throughout the season and the different things that he's been able to see and how his development has come along, he's in a better position to help this offensive unit as kind of an on-field coach and quarterback as the game's going along. So that's exciting.
how have you seen sort of Jadarian step up with kind of going in and out a little bit with that injury, and then just really what he's done during bowl prep that's kind of wowed you a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly a huge luxury, obviously, to have Jadarian, there when you need him, and even, even if he was, the only one there, you would be very happy with the type of talent and explosiveness and ability to make very, timely big runs and the things that he's been able to do for our offense. I couldn't even, put a price tag on how valuable he's been to what we do. And he's continued that. I mean, every time the ball's in his hands, something really good seems to happen, and he's done that all year, and bowl practice so far hasn't been any different than that.
And then same kind of thing with Aeneas. I guess he's had to take a larger role here recently too. How have you seen sort of him as a freshman really step up? Yeah, I mean, he's really mature for his age and really does a great job of kind of understanding, our protection schemes and stuff. We've used him in some third down situations and also rotated him in here and there on first and second down. But he's a valuable guy to have because he's a little bit of a Swiss Army knife where he can get in there and pick up a linebacker and have that type of toughness. And also, if you put the ball in his hands on a check down or whatever, he's going to get you a first down. So it's been really, really positive.
We got to go back to Zoom, okay? Then we'll finish up one more here. Brandon, go ahead with your question.
Hey, Coach, how are you?
Brandon, how are you?
Doing great. Great time of year.
Yes, sir.
I was wondering, with you've worked for Coach Kelly, obviously before Notre Dame and LSU, and obviously worked alongside Coach Freeman. I was wondering, what are the differences you've noticed between the two as they run programs, and also just how both have evolved over the last decade or so of being around those two at different spots?
Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own style of leadership, and obviously both have been incredibly, incredibly successful in the roles that they're in. Comparisons between the two. I mean, I don't know that I would even begin to even describe that, other than, if you're someone who has the magnetism about you that people like to be around, number one, and number two, they want to follow, and they believe in your leadership and believe in your message, and they believe that you're in a position to make them better, not only as people but as football players. And I think both of them have that strong trait, and it translates into the success that they've had on the field.
Let's do two more quick ones here.
Coach, when it comes to Jordan Faison, it seems like he always kind of steps up in his biggest moments. Have you noticed anything unique about him in his practice now leading up to another big game?
I mean, the biggest thing for Jordan, I think, as the season's gone along, is just he's been able to stay healthy here probably for the last 4 or 5 weeks in a row. And it's allowed him to dig into the practice reps and be in a position where he could perform when he's called on to do it. And he's done an incredible job with that. He is an explosive playmaker that needs to touch the football for sure.
Where's CJ in his progress and his development?
Yeah, I mean, mentally coming along very well. He's been, as you saw him today, he's throwing in practice and doing those things. So we're excited about where that's headed. He's back in full detail and got some team reps and some everything else today. So it's good to see him back going at it.
Are you guys still limiting him, or is he on a pitch count still a little bit, it look like?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, anything like that you're going to keep an eye on. But he was in team time and doing his business today. He made a couple really nice throws in team time today, so it's exciting to watch.